Under the new Act, a landlord or agent has to give at least 30 days' notice if they want the tenant to move out when the fixed term period ends.
Under the old laws, this was 14 days' notice, is that right?
Yes, that's right, but this has been replaced by a 30-day notice period.
Also changing under the new Act is the notice period that applies when the fixed term has already ended. The landlord or agent has to give at least 90 days' notice if they want the tenant to move out after the end of the fixed term.
Under the old laws, this was 60 days' notice, right?
Yes, that's right, but this has been replaced by a 90-day notice period.
The new laws also allow a tenant to leave at any time after receiving notice from the landlord without having to give their own notice. In addition, the tenant is only liable to pay rent until they return vacant possession to the landlord, and by that I mean they have moved out and handed the keys back.
Is this a change?
Yes. Under the old laws, a tenant would have to stay until the end of the notice period or give their own notice and possibly have to pay rent on two places for a period of time.
So if a tenant is given 90 days' notice after the lease has already ended, are they liable to pay rent for the whole 90 days?
No. The tenant is only liable for rent until they move out, which can be at any time during the 90 days.
Under the new laws, termination notices, and any notice for that matter, issued by either a landlord, agent or tenant, can be hand-delivered to the mailbox of the other party.
Is this also a change?
Yes, it provides a speedy alternative to posting a notice through the mail because it avoids the need to add 4 working days to the notice period.
Another change is that the tribunal can overlook errors in the content of a termination notice or the way it has been served. As long as the tribunal decides that the person receiving the notice has not been significantly disadvantaged by those errors, the notice will be acceptable.
The period of notice that has to be given by a tenant stays the same. A tenant will have to give at least 14 days' notice if the fixed term period is due to end, and at least 21 days' notice if the fixed term period has already ended.